Good morning and welcome to Mrs. Bell's Sweet Treats and More. This is my YouTube channel and I am showing you our ingredients for today. This is going to be so delicious. Good morning and welcome to Mrs. Bell's Sweet Treats and More. This is my YouTube channel. Today is Monday. This is Monday Moments and I want to welcome you to a day we're going to do something kind of quick and simple. This cake has been is an old school cake. It is one that I've seen and I really wanted to try, and I want to share with you my try. I am putting together, it's called a do nothing cake, and it goes back decades. There have been updated versions, and I'm going to use one of the simplest versions that I've found, other than using cake mix. This is going to be one of the simpler ones. So I'm going to start. I'm going to remove some of my ingredients because of my limited counter space, and I want to get started. So I begin with my flour, and of course you click on the link for the ingredients. I'm putting together baking soda and salt with my flour, and I'm just gonna put those together kind of quickly. I like the putting the flour through not the old-fashioned sifter. That was kind of cool in itself. Made the flour, put air in the flour, and to me it just really, it's just a big difference in how the flour responds. So I've done that, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around again. Now, I'm going to go ahead and add my sugar. And I'm going to get those in there and get them really combined. I haven't put any wet ingredients in yet. I just want to put those in. And I'm just going to keep going until they're well incorporated. Welcome back, and I want to show you that I had to change bowls because this bowl was getting a little full. So still have my flour, and I'm going to add the rest of my ingredients. I'm going to take a couple eggs, and I'm just going to do break up those yolks a little bit. I'm gonna put it here into my goodness here. I'm going to add my vanilla. It's about 2 teaspoonfuls. And stir that a little, and then just add the pineapple with the liquid. This is one of the neighborhood stores we use, has Signature brand, and I really like Signature brand, as well as name brand. And you may have your own brand of goodness at the store. Then there are a lot of cheaper versions of some of these, and sometimes the cheaper version ends up being more. So I'm just getting this well incorporated, and I'm not using a beater. And some of the pineapple wants to stay in the tubs, but we don't want it. We want it out as much as we can get. Doing a scraping. Sometimes in the containers, I like to go ahead and look on the bottom, because sometimes, especially with chocolate, sometimes chocolate just wants to hang out by itself somewhere and stay chocolate alone. But we have to show all of our ingredients. We want them well mixed. I have a 9x13 pan. I sprayed the bottom of my pan. I buttered and floured the sides, and I used parchment paper on the bottom, and I sprayed the bottom of the pan, put the parchment paper on it, and then sprayed the parchment paper. You don't have to do all that. I am going to get all my goodness out. A rubber spatula is a treasure for getting all that extra out. So I'm going to put this in the oven and let it bake, and I'll be back because we're going to work on the topping while this is cooking. I'm back and I have the cake in the oven, and I'm going to add my butter. I had salted on hand, so that's what I'm going to use. I want to get all of this goodness of butter. I'm gonna add to this my sugar and just let them hang out together until the butter is well and the sugar are incorporated. And once that happens, I'll be back and I'm going to add the milk. So welcome back, and you can see my sugar and butter are boiling. So I'm going to add my milk. Reduce this a little bit. And double check my measurement. The recipe calls for evaporated milk, and I have the link. I used whole milk, and I followed how to make whole milk. Evaporated milk, because sometimes you just don't have those ingredients, you know. So I'm going to keep stirring this until it thickens, and then I'll be back. So it's not real thick, but it's not so runny. And in here I'm going to add my coconut. And my pecans. And I'm going to set it aside for a little bit until they kind of forms, till it thickens a little bit, and I'll be back. So here's the cake out the oven, and I'm punching holes in it. Oh my goodness. And it's hot. I'm going to eat that later. And I'm going to pour this over it. They're both hot. Because you want it to go all the way down in there. It smells so good. course, I'm partial to pineapple anyway. And this is going to be a really moist cake, so don't take it personal. Trying to make sure I get every bit of this. And here it is. I'm going to put it aside and let it just work its magic, and I'll be back. Welcome back, and I am going to